Hi, y'all. It's your travel bestie, Kat, and we're welcoming Fiona today as we talk about medical tourism. It's really popular right now, and here's why people are considering it. So join us as we discuss it and share our thoughts.
How are you today, Miss Fiona?
I'm great. Another sea day.
We are doing this at sea, and we're going to talk about medical tourism. So, what makes you an expert on medical tourism? And tell us who you are and all the fun things.
Okay, I am Fiona Fox, and I own Saucy Foxy in Knoxville, Tennessee. I'm a functional master herbalist, and so I make my own tinctures, and I specialize in hormones, autoimmunes, gut health. And in our clinic, we also have a neuromuscular therapy clinic, which is medical massage, orthopedic post-op, workers' comp, all that kind of good stuff. And we also have a pediatric functional nurse practitioner on our team as well. So we've got lots of things going on, a lot of wellness stuff. And the reason I can talk about medical, what do you call it?
Tourism.
Medical tourism is because I am a medical tourist. I have moved my dental care and my neurological care. So I have multiple sclerosis, and I've had it for 26 years. And I've actually moved my care from America to Mexico, and I've moved my dental care also from America to Mexico. Having said that, people always ask me this. I do have really great insurance in America. It's not like I'm one of those people that was like, oh my God, I have to go overseas because I don't have insurance. I have insurance. I have Blue Cross Blue Shield. I have a HSA. I have all the adult things.
All the
adult things, but I still choose to go to Mexico for my specialty care.
And for those that don't know, medical tourism, the definition, keeping it simple, is when people travel to another country for medical care because often it's more affordable treatment, or they can get access to therapies or medicines that aren't available at home. There's shorter wait times, and sometimes you can get specialized or experimental treatments, or maybe it's more holistic, but our insurance won't pay for it, even though it's really good insurance, because they want you to do step therapy, but you've already done things that you don't need that. Or maybe it's advanced immunotherapy options and things like that.
So for me, if I have a flare-up of my MS symptoms, so I have what they call relapsing remitting multiple sclerosis, and I go through periods where I'm great, like nothing's going on, everything's fine, and then my last flare-up was actually in 2017, and then the most recent one was January 2026, like the weekend, for those of you in Knoxville, the weekend where we had the snowstorm, because, why not throw everything at the same time?
Yes.
So for me, it means that I can get medical care immediately. I can call my doctor or send him an email in Mexico, and if I need to see him, I can fly down and he will see me as soon as I can fly down. So whereas I may have to wait up to 3 months to see someone at Vanderbilt, and I don't have 3 months to wait. Usually during a flare, I need help now. The other thing also is there is a lot of patient autonomy, which is why I go there. It's because I manage my life 99.9% of the time without medication. It's all natural. We do lifestyle changes. We've done the sardine thing, which we can talk about on a different podcast.
She's getting a dress. That'd be great.
And so for me, it's about being able to control. I don't have to wait for insurance to approve something. I don't have to be like, well, I have to do step A, B, and C before I'm allowed to get the treatment I want, which is D. I don't have to wait times. And so those things are really, really important.
Well, and I think, and you correct me if I'm wrong, but most of the time the traditional route for someone with MS is they want to put you on
a
regimented,
disease-modifying drug.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Regimented, and if you're not taking those, then they don't want to see you.
pretty much.
Okay.
Yes.
So that was another reason, right, for seeking outside assistance.
Yeah.
Because generally in the United States, this is how all the doctors would treat it. But they'll be a little more open-minded outside of the United States.
I mean, we talked about everything from the pain management portion to the spasticity. So he also talked about the fact that if it's possible, I mean, and also this is the other thing that people don't realize is most of these doctors are even better trained than American doctors.
I think it's a misnomer that they think they're less. Most of them went to school in the States and went to not just any school in the States, sometimes Harvard and some of the more advanced medical institutions.
Right. So, for example, my neurologist is a professor of neurology at the University of Guadalajara. He has an MD as well as a PhD in pharmacology. He did his MS residency at the University of Birmingham in the United Kingdom. And then he spent 2 years working at Baylor University in Texas in their MS clinic. So the man's not short on qualifications.
No, and I'm a Texan, so you know Baylor's good.
And he, and the other thing is, I do know that a lot of people are doing this now because he's in Guadalajara, so I fly to Guadalajara to see him. But 2 weeks a year he spends it in Tijuana so that people can get in from San Diego to see him for their MS care. And he's open to herbal medicine. He's open to acupuncture, biofeedback therapy, medical marijuana, like basically anything that can help that would make your life better, they are in for, because they don't have to the biggest thing is they don't have to get approval from insurance.
And what are the costs like compared to even with insurance? What you
Okay,
pay?
so with insurance, a brain MRI for me, it can run me anywhere from $950 to $1,300 in Knoxville. And a brain and spine MRI in Mexico will run me about $200, $250 with no insurance. So that's a big deal.
And you probably wouldn't even, you wouldn't even pay that with insurance. You'd be still paying thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
Because you'd have to meet your deductible.
And then in terms of seeing my specialty care doctor, he charges 1,200 pesos, which is $60 for the initial consultation, and that's my non-insurance rate. So straight out of pocket is $60. I cannot begin to explain to you how much it would cost me to go to see a neurologist in Tennessee. Like you've got to get the referral, then you have to go for tests, then you have to have your out-of-pocket specialty copay. So we're already about $200 or $300 in before we're even sitting down with a doctor.
But that's still so much less than we would pay. Your office visit alone can sometimes just be $500 in the U.S. to see a specialist.
Yes, yeah. Whereas,
and they generally want that up front because they know they're not going to get it when they bill your insurance.
Well, the other thing also is the waiting time. Like if something happened to me, I have access to my doctor straight away. Like even if I had to physically see him, it just take me the time to book a plane ticket, and I can be at his office and he will see me.
Now, if someone has any chronic condition, not just MS, and they're looking or they're considering medical tourism, walk us through, like, how do they decide where to go for treatment? How do they start their research?
You can always start at the universities and see who's on staff, because most of them and look up their research paper. Like if you find a person that you want to meet, so example, with my doctor, he's a very avid researcher at the university. So I typed his name into Google Scholar, and it pulled up all of his research papers, like what he's looking into. He's currently researching telomeres and the length of telomeres in MS patients and oxidative stress. So all the things that I talk about in my clinics, this is like that immediately was like, oh, this is going to be a good fit because we're focused on looking at the condition through this lens of longevity, through this lens of mitochondrial repair. So that's a good way to start. Like, you're probably not as academically stocky as I am.
Everyone should be academically stocky. It's okay to stalk that way.
So then after that, he had a website, and then it was actually linked to Top Doctors Mexico. You can even go through a website like Top Doctors Mexico and type in who you're looking for, what specialty you're looking for, and it will spit out all these doctors, and they will facilitate you immediately making an appointment.
Okay. So now do they have reviews on there? Can you talk to other patients?
You can see
how
reviews.
was it calling the doctor's office? Like,
in Mexico, so I don't speak Spanish, but I read Spanish. So I'm able to communicate with a lot of people by sending emails. But of course, my doctor's been trained in the UK and in the US. So his staff speak perfect English. Like, there was never an issue.
I was going to ask that. That was my question. Like, for anyone who is nervous about going there, thinking, "Oh, I don't speak." Like, am I going to need Google Translator? What's going to happen?
You could always do that. Or you could actually, because most of the medical staff in these countries have all been trained overseas in an English-speaking country. So they speak really good English. You might have trouble more like navigating the city, or so for example, like, we just left Panama, and only I think between 30 and 40% of Panamanians speak English.
Correct.
So that might not be the perfect place for you if you're navigating the city.
But I think in bigger cities in Mexico, like you talked about, in Guadalajara, in Mexico City, they're more bilingual.
Absolutely.
A lot of them.
I mean,
and they'll for sure have someone in the office that is bilingual.
Right. And even in the restaurants, they will have a wait person who's bilingual. Just remember, Guadalajara is the second largest city in Mexico. It is the Silicon Valley of Mexico. Flights fly in, like, I think 3 times a day, even just on American from Dallas. So there's a lot of activity there, and it's got the New York big city vibe. So you're not going into, some jungle facility. They have most of the...
That's what my oldest kid's always worried about when we do something crazy like this. Yeah. He's like, seriously, what's going on in your head? I'm like, seriously, you're just wrong. Like...
I mean, they have better equipment. We actually go to a dentist in Ajijic, and she was trained at Texas A&M. And
we're going to forgive her for being an Aggie, but I mean, she made one mistake. Like, you still got it. We're going to love her through it.
But you can get your teeth cleaned for $11. I was looking into maybe getting a whitening treatment, and in America they were saying, well, we're starting at $450. It could be up to like $600 or $650. So anyway, we were in Mexico, and I was like, you know what? While I'm here, why don't I just figure out what we're going to do? So my husband and I both got it done because we're in our 50s, and our teeth are just, from age, and
coffee
and wine. So it's not like I want glow in the dark teeth. I just wanted something refreshed. So we got it done for the both of us, and we came home with custom trays and 3-year supply of bleach for $250 for the both of us. So that's a big difference. Or another thing they do a lot of, I do know, is Invisalign. So it's actually the Invisalign brand, and I think it's like 20-something thousand in America. I want to say it's not cheap, but they do brand name Invisalign down there for, I think, $3,500 for the whole set. Like, when you change your little things out,
because they measure your teeth.
Yeah, they measure your teeth, and it's all done. They send you home with your kit. So the price difference is huge. And then people are like, well, if these doctors are so great, why aren't they in America? Well, because they want to be with their family. They have a better quality of life, and they don't have to deal with the insurance company.
That's it, I think, right there, right? I mean, even a lot of doctors' offices in the United States are saying now that they're going to let you pay up front and let you deal with the insurance companies because they're just done with it.
Yeah, I mean, we
don't want to argue with them, but they sure don't want to argue with them. So,
well, we don't accept insurance anymore in the clinic. It's, even with workers' comp, you have to pay first. We will help you fill the paperwork. We will give you everything you need for the paperwork, but it's not worth our time for us to be denied. And so,
What do you think you've experienced improvement wise since you've been traveling for your medical care?
um, I don't have the anxiety of like, if I feel like I need something, I don't have the anxiety of going there and being told no. And it's just like, well, no, because of the cost, or no, because, oh, insurance won't approve it, or no, we don't believe in that. It's being able to go there and have a conversation with somebody who genuinely cares about your health, and they will tell you if that's like, like I said to him, because he says, what are your expectations of me? And I said, I want to have a really long relationship with you. So if something comes up, and especially because he's such a leading researcher, I said to him, I was like, you understand where I'm coming from and how I want to live my life. So if there is a medication or a new treatment that comes up, or something, God forbid, something really bad happens to me, or I decline really quickly, I have that trust, and I know that this person is looking out for my best interest, versus a person who does care for me, but we still have to navigate bureaucracy for me to get care. So a lot of that anxiety is just gone.
Did anything not go the way you expected it?
I will say this, and this is all through Europe as well. So this is not Mexico specific, just so you know. So don't bash Mexico for this. It's also the same in Europe. It's the same in most Latin American countries. Is you'll get a prescription from the doctor, and you'll go to pharmacy. You might have to go to 7 or 8 pharmacies to get all your medications. Some pharmacies, if you have a long enough time, they will order it in for you. But that would happen kind of like in a town like Ajijic, where they do get deliveries, because a lot of the people there don't want to drive up to the city. So if you're like in a smaller town and you have time to wait for it, then yes, they will get everything delivered in over probably the course of a week. But if you are on a time crunch like I was,
like if you're only there for a week or 4 or 5 days,
right? So like I was only in Guadalajara for 3 days, and so I had to get everything there. And if one pharmacy didn't have it, they could pull up. So they'll be like, so for example, baclofen. I was given a prescription for enough baclofen to last me probably till the end of time, but I had to go 4 places to get it.
Oh.
Right, I had to get 4 places to get enough, and then I was given a corticosteroid, and again, with the 4 places that I went to did not have the corticosteroid, so I went to place number 5 and number 6, and because it is such a big city, traffic's really bad. So I would say I spent a total of 8 hours driving from pharmacy to pharmacy to pharmacy. But
so that would be don't wait until the day you're going to get back on the plane to go get your prescriptions filled.
Yes.
You might want to start working on that right away.
Yes. So that was the biggest challenge.
Okay.
And most of the pharmacists didn't speak English. So that's a different thing. So that's when Google Translate is your best friend.
And Google Translate, we all have a phone, y'all. It works great. So, and also I think you could probably even hire someone to drive you and translate for you.
Absolutely.
So think about that too. There are ways to research that as well.
I can help. Like if you're going to Guadalajara, Mexico, I have friends there. I do drive myself just because I've been there so much. But if you are concerned about it,
I just take my husband. He's my bilingual translator. Or my best friend, Fiona. I have to.
So, I mean, and honestly, and I would do that for my patients. Like if one of my patients came up to me and said, Fiona, will you go with me? You pay my costs? Absolutely. I will go with you and help you do this.
How has this traveling for medical help changed you, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally?
I think the best thing is like I have such a deep appreciation for life in Guadalajara. Like I drive around there, and people, I wish the drivers from Guadalajara drove in Knoxville. And so there's so much traffic there. It's a massive city, but Everyone's really polite. Everyone, clearly you can tell I'm driving a rental car. And so people really want to help you. Like, they genuinely are like, Linda has no idea where she's going. Let her in.
Just let her in.
She
missed her turn.
Right. And she's freaking out. Just let her in. The other thing also is I do know a lot of American phone carriers. So I have Google Fi. And so I have free call. I have full service and free calling, unlimited calling in Mexico.
Yeah, I have AT&T. Mine works in like 20 countries or something ridiculous. So it definitely works in Mexico.
So you definitely don't have to worry about stuff like that. I have a huge appreciation for just the friendliness, and they just really want to help. And and the crazy thing was, I got there a few days after the whole Guadalajara.
Oh yeah, all the stuff that was happening down in Puerto Vallarta.
Yeah, and everyone was kind of like, there was nothing to be concerned about. There was really, I did buy extra insurance. I did all those things
for the car,
and myself.
Yes.
Travel insurance. You need travel insurance.
You do. You can get a year-round policy. It's great. I can help you with that.
And so we did that. We got there, and everyone wanted to talk about it because they were watching our news, and they were really concerned about how the whole country was being portrayed. And they just really didn't have they didn't have half the issues that were being shown in our news.
Yeah, usually it doesn't.
No,
right.
so.
Did it shift how you see your future health-wise?
Yes. So one of the things, because my doctor does a lot of longevity studies, which is what I do too, one of the things I totally forgot about was I will be turning 60. And he was well,
in 10 years.
In 10 years, but right? No, not just yet, right? But he gave me a lot of hope in that. Listen, he goes, when you turn 60, your immune system's going to change. And so he says, really, we're really encouraging people to get off disease-modifying drugs when they turn 60 because of their immune system changes. So the fact that he goes, listen, if you don't want to be on disease-modifying drugs, you don't have to be, because we're going to have to take you off it anyway. So let's see how you do for the next 10 years. So that was a huge relief. Like I think I ugly cried after that.
Probably made you feel like you were validated and not wanting to take them, right?
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who was considering research for medical tourism? Like where should they start? What should they think about?
Figure out which country you want to go to.
Is Turkey's up and coming?
Turkey's up and coming. Costa Rica, Puerto Rico. They do a lot of stem cell stuff there. Panama. Panama is extremely modern, major banking center. They do a lot of major dental work there. Decide where you think you want to be and you're going to be comfortable, because there's nothing worse than being, because it's nerve-wracking the first time. You're like, I don't know what's going to happen to me. I don't know where I'm going, blah, blah, blah. So at least go somewhere where like I said to my husband, I was like, listen, if it goes south, I'm still having a holiday in Guadalajara. Like, think about it that way, So if it's not what you thought, pick somewhere where you want to go and then build out. And you'll see, like, probably not right now, but one of the places I was considering going to was Israel.
Yes. Not right now, maybe.
Not right now, maybe. But there's so many options. There's literally a whole world of doctors who are not tied down by American insurance.
What does living with MS look like for you today?
Well, today, being really hot and humid here in the equator, it's a struggle today. But for most part, I have to eat well. I have to keep my protein intake up. I have to keep my mineral intake up. So there's lots of little things that you kind of incorporate into your life. And for the most part, it doesn't impact me the way that it used to, say 15 years ago, where I couldn't do a lot of things for myself. So now, just because of making those daily lifestyle changes and then just having that security backup of having my doctors and my medical team that I need and that I know that I can afford, that I know that's not going to be denying me care, that mental stress, I cannot begin to explain how that mental stress being not there is really like great for my health.
Yay. Okay. So if someone is listening right now and they're scared, they're overwhelmed, and they're searching for answers, what would you want them to hear from you as your final thoughts?
There are options. Like this is the next step. So usually when someone comes into my clinic, I tell them, listen, there's no pressure to do anything I recommend for you. My job, my sole purpose of having my little clinic is to give you options, to let you know that there is more than what you have been told. And this is kind of that same thing, is you have options. They are viable options. They're not just some, pie in the sky, I have to be a billionaire to do options. It's probably going to, if you sit down and do the math, this is probably for a lot of people the cheaper option.
Yeah. I know another couple we follow on social media. We started following them a few years ago. He had a serious debilitating injury, disease. He needed a surgery that was going to literally bankrupt them. It was going to cost almost $800,000. So they basically sold everything and left the country, and they had the surgery in Ecuador, and it cost them about $50,000. And now they don't even live in the United States anymore. They left for medical tourism permanently, and they saved so much money, and they didn't bankrupt themselves. So we have to think outside the box, I think, as Americans.
The other thing also is the other day on Facebook, I saw someone posted on, I think, one of the Farragut groups. There's a little girl going to Vanderbilt from Knoxville, and they had enough money for her medical care, but they didn't have enough money for housing and food.
Yep.
Okay, and so they were doing GoFundMes, or please donate something, or if you know anything like that. It's not the same cost in Mexico. Like if
right.
So I'll stay,
and they could get that Vanderbilt level of care,
right?
And the whole family could go on vacation while she had her treatments,
right?
And they wouldn't be broke begging for food.
And don't take my word for it, because I've never actually done it, but I have been told that this is covered by my HSA because it is a medical expense.
Yeah, and they're a medical facility, so they can charge it.
Yeah. So HSA.
Listen, if we can use our HSA to get lip filler, I'm pretty sure we can go see the doctor
Can
in
you
Mexico.
Really?
Yes.
Girl,
yes.
I didn't know that. So
I may or may not have done it. Don't tell my husband. This is how I know he doesn't listen to my whole podcast, because it's going to be at the end of it. And hey, Joe, I did use that card. We'll see.
Hey, Joe.
He'll never know. He'll never hear it.
So yeah. I would say if you are even considering it, or you're just so frustrated, just know that there are options.
Yeah. Yes, there's not just beauty. You can do that outside the States too, and I think people have been traveling for that for a long time. So,
I mean,
you know, if you're in that world. But medical, that's available. Thank you so much for doing this and talking to my friends about this. If you guys have any questions, we'll put Fiona's info in the comments, and like and follow along your Travel Bestie Cat for our next podcast. Bye, guys.